Oh, welcome back to Team Drop Thursdays. You know who I am. We're about to get some live actions here, and you will notice that I'm not with my usual companion. I'm actually with a full-grown man this week, and that is Rookie. How are you, mate? Give us a nice introduction.
Oh, mate, I'm scared just like everyone else. I feel like this is like an introduction to like Naked and Afraid. You know, we're
Yep.
just waiting the team sheets to understand some of the carnage that's going to hit us. So these live reactions are going to be very real, guys. Just putting it out there. But big shoes
Absolutely.
to fill. Big shoes to fill. JJ not here. Ooh.
Yeah, he reckons that he's staying in Melbourne tonight. I reckon that's a load of rubbish. Sephora's having a sale on whatever kind of industry that's related to, and he needs a new glow up. Skin's a bit patchy, needs some moisturiser, and we're going to get straight into it. I haven't looked at anything. I haven't looked at any messages. Have you seen anything at all?
I've hopped off Twitter for the last 10, 15 because I know they start to leak out then a little bit. So yeah, I'm very scared. But it's just be good to know so we can actually lock in some trades. The worst part when you're umming and ahhing and you've got option A, B, and C, and it all holds on one rookie being named or anything. So I'm keen to just know how I can pivot.
So what are your trades currently before looking at team trades?
Ultimately, at this point, my preferred trade route, I guess, is bringing in Newcomb, Flynn, and Carroll.
Yep.
For Trainer, Davidson, and Moraes, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
but that's all team dependent.
I'm literally exact same trade ends. Exact same. I'm a bit scared to click on this comments tab. Oh, God. What's happened here? Oh, all right. No, I'm not looking at that. Can't look at that. All right, let's go through it, mate. Well, we already know this. Campbell Gray is debuting. Melbourne are completely irrelevant, if you ask me, except the bench. Surely Lindsay is not going to be sub, mate.
I think there'll be even more chaos if Lindsay is sub because I think we're all betting on him to bounce back and be a fieldable option. If he's sub, I think a lot of people are going to have to potentially pivot away from the original trade plan to try and get a fieldable rookie.
In your opinion, just give me yes or no when I read out these names. To be sub, Clayton Oliver.
Nope.
Trent Rivers.
Nope.
Harry Petty.
No.
Harry Sharp.
He has to be the sub. He has to be the one.
That's what I thought. Now, everyone in the chat, if you get subs an hour before the game, we're still going to be on here unless this is the quickest Team Drop Thursday in history. Please let us know. Right. Anzac Day. Amazing day of football. Obviously, my team is heavily involved in it. It's beautiful. What do we have here? Out. Darcy Moore, Mason Cox, Ed Allen, in Houston Membry, Sullivan. That's not very SuperCoach relevant at all, I would have thought.
No.
For Essendon, in Langford, Goldstein, out Draper, El Hawley. Now, that's interesting. That's interesting. Do you own El Hawley?
I do, and I don't mind that he's dropped because it gives me more... I might actually be able to hold Trainer with more confidence now because I can loop his score.
Yep. No, I get that. I completely get that. Is there anything relevant on the bench? I think Sullivan's going to be our sub. Shout out to Sardis, who is my man. Again, emergency.
Still the emergency, yep.
That's just rinse and repeat, isn't it?
Ned Long.
Hobbs, Setterfield, Perkins, Jones, Menzies. Surely Menzies the sub out of that.
I mean, who we got? We've got Ridley, Pryor, Reid. Yeah, I think it might be.
Yeah.
He's been pretty good, though.
I agree. JJ he's not a fan of Jai Menzies. Don't know why. Menzies is an absolute superstar.
Yeah. Good to note that Ned Long is still in the follower on field.
Oh, there is no way he will be sub anytime soon. Like that man is just absolute epitome of bull, and what he does for our team, it's like Tom Mitchell, but like a much better Tom
Mm.
Mitchell.
Mm.
We know that he's always injured. Next game, we have Freo and Adelaide. In for Freo, Corey Wagner, Heath Chapman, Quinton Narkle. Ooh, don't mind that. There was a bit of talk of Erasmus coming in, but that hasn't eventuated. Out, Aish, O'Meara, Banfield. Again, not Supercoach relevant at all.
Nope.
Adelaide. And I think, again, this is not that Supercoach relevant either. Rochelle in, Peatling in, out, Defog and Sam Berry. Talk to me here, mate. I think the interchange on the interchange that will be the sub for Freo is probably going to be Dudley.
I think so. He's been playing quite well coming out of that sub role with that burst of energy. When some of them are slowing down, and he changes a little bit of the game plan as well because they tend to have he's a small forward and literally small forward. He can just change and alt things if something's not working, and it's been working for them.
I agree.
So,
and I think Adelaide's sub will be Zach Taylor. Fair to say.
Yeah, I don't see Draper's been probably earned a spot to not be sub. Burton, I have read that he's probably going to try and take the Fogarty role. More often than not, so there might be some interchange there. I'm now more curious to see because we got Rankin at half forward. I'd love to see an uptick in Rankin CBAs because they've got Rochelle now to cover that forward time.
Does it go the other way and Peatling takes a little bit more of it and Rankin goes forward a little bit more in the absence of Fogarty?
Very valid point. Ooh, that's going to be an interesting one to watch.
Yeah, I mean, well, Rankin's a gun. Like, he's going to get CBAs, but I don't think surely it's not going to drop off that much. I reckon that'll be a very good game, to be fair. Very good game. Moving on, we have Saints and Brisbane. Again, I really do not think this is that Supercoach relevant at all. Like, at the Saints, you've got Howard and Keeler in for Schoenmaker and Henry. Brisbane, Kai Lohman comes in for Sammy Marshall. And if everything goes okay, you would assume that Tunstall probably has his second full game. Maybe Kai coming off an injury is the sub, or Tunstall will be the sub there. And looking at this, it looks like Max Hall will be the sub, actually, looking at the St Kilda bench. Would you agree or disagree, mate?
Yeah, I think I tend to agree. Max Hall out of that list, like Garcia's been an absolute dog in the CBAs, getting tackles and played quite well.
Yep.
So I doubt they throw the vest to him. Same with Jones and Collard. They've really stepped it up. And Webster's he's got that. He's not starting sub. He's a bit too mature in that team to even cop a vest unless there's an injury or something like that.
Is there any chance? I mean, I'm trading out Max Hall, so I literally have no interest in St Kilda at all. Is there any chance that Levi Ashcroft is sub?
You'd be surely not. He's been doing really well over late, and he's slotted into the team quite well and quite flexible. Like, we've seen him thrown in the halfback, seen him thrown forward. Like, he's very versatile. So I doubt they're going to make that sort of player the starting sub. I think it's either Morris has been sub a couple of times, I believe. I'm actually worried that who we got named? Yeah, Dorco, Payne, Lester. I reckon Tunstall actually might be sub.
That's if Kai is 100% fit, then I reckon Tunstall will be sub. Yeah, I agree with you. I absolutely agree.
Which is not great for our options next week, but
no, it is not. Yeah, right. Well, nothing else is loaded. That's fantastic. That's what you get around here. Absolute pure professionalism. That's wonderful. I don't understand how some teams can be named and yet nothing else is. But clearly, just terrible.
There we go.
Right. Let's have a look at Port and North in For Port, Joe Richards comes in because Tommy Cochran has something wrong with his foot or toe, whatever's gone wrong there. Jeremy Finlayson is in. Joe Berry is in. Ratkins, Boak, and obviously Cochran is out. For North, we have Callan Dawson, Jackson Archer, and Riley Hardiman in. Aiden Core, Logue, and Fisher with that hammy is out. Is there any relevance here at all?
Not in the ins and outs. I think that's pretty standard. Nothing too relevant there. I will take that most of us are looking to trade out Moraes, but he is actually named on field. Yes. So he's clearly got that role locked in as his, despite some lackluster performances of late. So maybe it might be worth a reconsider to trade him out because he's got the role and he's playing, and it break even's not worst case scenario. It's definitely getting to that point, but he's got North. There's a mixed bag of rookies performing well against North on the wing role or the wing defensive role. So hopefully, maybe we could see a spike score from a race to help that cash gen.
I've noticed that he's been named on field, I reckon, the past 3 weeks or so. I have a question for you.
Hit me with it.
What's the likelihood of Sam Powell Pepper 200 this week?
I mean, if you got him as captain, likely, sure.
Not doubled. Not doubled at all. He has been one of the best, if not the best, forward rookie.
I tend to agree, and it hurts that I still don't mind the trade out I did for him, so I got Baz in essentially with him trading me out. So it wasn't a horrible trade out. I definitely probably more on the positive because of it, but damn, knowing how short-handed we are with rookies at the moment, while he's still making cash and putting on-field scores that really just help, he's definitely turning up again against North, surely.
I hope so. I really do. Because, he just, I mean, his stats didn't look that good, but it's just the points. They just kept coming. Like, it was fantastic. Is it fair to say we can move on from this game?
I will say it's disappointing that Sheasel was named at half forward still.
I am so done with that. Like, I just don't understand it at all. I really don't. But it's good to see that, shout out to Caleb Daniel, who stands at like 120 centimeters tall, is playing centre half back. That's fantastic.
Yeah, there was word around that he might have had a role change or something might have been happening with him, but seems all good.
Yeah, no, interesting there. Next up, we've got Giants and Bulldogs. Today, we saw that Buslinger is going to debut. But again, to me, this isn't relevant at all. I mean, Jesse Hogan's come in. Callum Brown's out. It just, again, like you don't go early on Buslinger, as simple as that. Vandermeer comes in. So does James Harms. Oh my God, I have PTSD from that selection of Supercoach. Unfortunately, Sam Darcy's out with that knee. Lockie McNeil comes in and Liam Jones has been dropped. Again, I think looking at this bench, I think the sub will be Dolan or Hines. Sammy Davidson, I don't think there's any issue there. Harms, I don't think will be the sub, and just at face value, I don't think Luke Cleary will be the sub.
Completely agree.
With GWS, surely, well, to be fair, I was going to say surely it's McMullen or Stone, but O'Halloran?
He's been copping the vest a bit lately.
Yeah. Do they roll with that again?
I think they do.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they like keeping Stone available. Like, he doesn't seem to do all that much, but maybe it's just a really locked-in role player that
I don't know. Just no clue. No clue how. I mean, good on him. But not Supercoach relevant. Next game, we have Gold Coast and Sydney. Oh, did you see what Fiorini had in the twos?
I did not.
He had like 50-something and 6 goals.
What?
Yeah. He went absolutely bananas. Gold Coast is not relevant for me at all. Shout out to Bailey Humphrey. You were one of the worst trade-ins ever. Phew. I don't like that Sydney bench, if I'm completely honest with you. Like, there's a good chance Cleary gets dropped. He was fairly terrible. I know Hanley got subbed out, so maybe he's, I guess, above him in the pecking order, so to speak, for that sub role. But surely Bice plays.
Of course.
And then what? Like, Francis is named on field after literally turning into prime Wayne Carey after coming on the ground last week. And yeah, this is difficult. I hope, Bice, Hamling, Ladder. No.
I don't think they need Laddams because Francis is pretty tall.
No.
I think Laddams will get dropped.
Yes. I don't think Patton plays, even though his form has been amazing. And Sheldrick seems to just dominate the twos, but doesn't do anything in the ones.
Yeah, it's one of those weird ones. They're too good for that tier 2, but not quite up to speed on the big stage.
No, I agree. Would you agree that it will be Bice, Hamling, Warner, and one of Hanley and Cleary for the sub?
Yeah. It's probably leading towards Hanley or Cleary a sub.
I agree, which is scary, very scary. I don't think we need to touch on anything else here. I mean, we could talk about the drop-off of Sam Flanders because that's been astronomical, but
it has. It really has.
Nah. Let's move on. Next game, Carlton and Geelong. Jeez, I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's not nice. I really don't like that. And I hate, I own Ted Clossy, as we can all see, on the bench for the Cats, but you can't loop with him. If you're in the position like me, you cannot loop with him because that is just flirting with fire. Like, that's just dangerous. Simple as that. You've got 2 games before it. Like, it's just that's scary.
And it's Chris Scott. So that makes it even more scary because there's always the chance of a late in. Like,
I think Clossy has been omitted 3 times, and by game day, he's been back in as sub.
Yep.
Like, that's just... I'm literally playing with 1 player down, purely from a cash gen point of view. All right, talk to me on the Carlton interchange, mate. Blake Acres plays.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
100%.
Lewis Young plays.
See, that's the one I'm not sure about because Mackay's back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see if Young gets dropped because Mackay's coming back in. So I wouldn't be totally shocked to see him dropped. Doherty's not going to get dropped. Elijah Hollins is not going to get dropped. Will White, maybe. Voss has something against Cooper Lord. So Lord has... You never know what's going to happen with Lord. He's done something to Vossies.
No, he's annoyed something chronic.
Yeah, look, though, seeing... Cohen scares me. Not seeing Carroll on field, but also not seeing Cohen on field as well.
Yeah.
Maybe they run one on the bench and one a sub. Like, we might just see Carroll move into the sub.
That would be terrible. That's a dead rookie.
It would be. Yeah.
You're almost, as I said to you before stream, if Carroll isn't named, obviously we spoke, we've got the exact same trade-ins. I am really considering just moving Carroll to a player with DPP that plays later on in the consecutive weeks just to loop defender rookies. Because that's not promising at all. And I feel, going back to Geelong, I feel if Wiltshire was going to play, like, I know it says debut game, but that means nothing because, like, it's Sunday game.
We've also not seen anything outside the club yet. Like,
no,
I haven't
and
seen
that's what I mean.
any posts.
If he was going to debut, there'd be some video about it or, like, parents' reaction, something like that. We'll move on. Hawks and West Coast. My God, what have they done here?
Danny
There's no
Brockseason.
Clay Hall again. How's that
Nope.
possible? That's, yeah, right. Interesting.
Oh, look at the in, though. Look at the in for the Hawks.
Bailey McDonald, Henry Hustwaite, Finn McGuinness, Jack Ginnivan. Hustwaite has to play, surely, doesn't he?
Hustwaite. Surely.
Has to.
Surely.
Has
He
to.
is the one rookie. If teams come out and he's not sub, and I mean, he's probably not going to be sub. I hope not. I would happily bring him in this week because he has been dominating. He's mature age, dominating in the VFL. He's a like for like as a Nash replacement, given the suspension.
Agreed. So 100% agreed. I know you and I both bring in Newcomb, but besides, I guess, that being a trade-in, like, Ginnivan was fantastic in the twos. I reckon he comes back in.
Yep.
Surely Hustwaite plays. Then there's Ward. Do we think... Well, Scrimshaw's going to play. Scrimshaw, Hustwaite, Ward, and then one of Bruce and Ginnivan? Like, do they really need Finn McGuinness this game? I know he's been decent as a tagger, but he has been playing that half-forward flank role. And, who are they going to tag? Like, what? Are they going to tag Jaden Hunt?
Yes, exactly.
No. Like, the one thing that I will say, I absolutely love that Bailey Williams isn't even on the extended bench.
Promising, isn't it? It helps with that job security.
Absolutely. Elijah Hewitt has to play after his performance. He was fantastic.
Of course. Yep.
Brockman. And then just take a name out of the hat for the other three, including sub. But they're not names that stand out to you.
Nah, I don't imagine Sandy actually plays.
No, I agree.
I think he gets dropped. There's too many defenders at the moment.
Ross probably does play, which is annoying because of this sub last week. And apparently that was purely because he had a sore shoulder.
Yeah.
I don't know how much credibility that has, though.
We just know that it's a rotating door of rookies at West Coast, and it's just scary.
I completely agree. I mean, as long as marriage goes 120, I'm happy. Simple as that.
Well, you got marriage, so that's all you're looking for, isn't it?
And shout out to whoever's got Archer Reid. He's been fantastic, much better than Harry Boyd at R3. We're done. Is there anything here that I guess is surprising to you at all, mate?
That's not really. I think I'm a little bit shocked that Hall wasn't called up, even on the extended bench. So you imagine that if he can't get in now with Tim Kelly being out again, you imagine he's just been sent to develop in the twos.
Yeah, I agree.
Period of time. So there's something they don't like. Maybe it's the lack of versatility because I'm fairly sure he's only an inside mid. Can't really do much else. So maybe it's just to do that.
I completely agree. There's not...
I can't wait to see Goldstein back in action. Bring out the
That is
cane
going
and the
to be
walking chair.
a throwback, isn't it, mate? My goodness. We shall get to some comments now, mate.
Is there the sub announced yet before we get into comments?
Oh, well, I'm not too sure because I haven't gone through everything. Can't see anything with any kind of sub in the comments at all. Nothing. Have you seen anything?
Let's have a look.
No. I genuinely nothing at all. Which is it 7:30 game? It's not 7:40, is it?
Refresh the page for me. It should be on the
Not sure what's going on there. Once this loads, that'd be fantastic. Harry Sharp, Tom Brown. Yeah, I like that. So
Taylor Bray not sub too. That's That's promising.
It is. It is. That's very
Named
nice.
on field and not sub.
Yep. That
Awesome.
might be handy. First comment from Emmett of Joel. He wants to know start Spargo or Cleary on field. Interesting. If you're on 100% set on getting Spargo, I'd start him on field, mate, because he's named on field, is he not? I'm fairly sure he is. Oh, my God. Oh, here I am going to Sunday game, and I was right on it.
I was about to say, I'm like,
professionalism. Yeah, Spargo's named in the forward pocket.
I'd probably go Spargo. We're not even sure Cleary is holding a spot, and if he does, it's probably sub.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
Roddy Todd wants to know our trade-out preference of Hendo, Moraes, and Clay Hall, mate. Who are you trading out of these three?
Moraes last, Hendo second last, and then Hall. I put Hall above Hendo to trade out first. At least Hendo has the DPP.
Yep, I agree. 100% agree. I don't, yeah. And Moraes just, although his scoring potential is a bit low, he just seems to have that job security right now. Jarrah wants to know, I assume, try out, which is trade out Humphrey or Trainer. Oh, no, it's not even a question, mate. Humphrey.
Nah.
Yeah,
get out
perfect.
Humpty Dumpty.
Absolutely. Ryan Wolf wants to know, is getting Nick Martin in this week a mistake? No, because he will slaughter us.
I think it's a fine. I think he's a smoky in the forward line. Like,
absolutely,
people might bring him in. Hopefully, not chasing last week's points. Don't expect that again. But he's shown the ability to have that higher ceiling. So there are all chances he can reach that, given the run that they've got coming up. And he's behind Merritt is like the second best player in the team at this point. So I have no issues.
Well, the best player in the team isn't actually in the team, which is surprising. So
Sardis.
Shout out Elijah Sardis to the moon, baby. But yeah, no, I don't believe it's a mistake at all. I think he will score very well and continue to score very well. Ethan Sachs also is currently on Nick Martin, and he wants to know the best pick under 545,000.
Find another 4K and get Nukem.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, if only it was that easy. But if you can't, like, just stay on Nick Martin. There is nothing wrong with that at all. Roddy Todd says he just saw an X that DR said Stocky is almost. Yes. He is getting back on track. Thank goodness his health is on the mend. Fantastic individual, and the amount of effort and work that he puts into those videos.
Amazing.
Even if you can't physically view the video, put it on in the car on the way to work, on the way home. Yep. Wash the dishes. Literally, just put it on. Have it as a podcast. The man deserves it. It's as simple as that. Just do it. Blooper says, Scobes, you reckon the trades we talked about on Twitter are still... Yes, absolutely. Shane Barker says that he can't risk Carroll, but trainer to Flynn done, and he wants Moraes to repay the faith. What do you think Moraes scores, mate? Because to be honest with you, I don't even know if he's still in my team at this point in time. I just know that. I do own him. Yep.
Yeah, he's currently on my side still. I've got a lot of red dots on the bench that I'd rather move on than Moraes. He's named on field. The role is clearly his. I think we do hold the faith. I don't think we're going to see a massive spike score, but I think he'll cover his break even at least, so we can at least hold him for another week until we find a confident rookie we can downgrade to. Yeah, maybe by chance isn't sub and gets a full game, and then that makes it a pretty easy switch next week.
I mean, or like if Huswaite's looking good and Moraes plays next week as well, like just wait the extra week, go down.
For sure.
Simple, because you would assume, and I think the consensus is that because Huswaite is that mature age, a bit bigger body, been killing it in the twos, he's just going to slide straight into that midfield. I personally would be very surprised if he doesn't. Zeus wants to know, can I get rid of Reed out to get Rosie and Flynn?
Depends which read.
Which, if it's the best read in Western Australia and you're talking about Murphy, then yeah, no, I'd leave him. I'd leave. Yeah. But then you get right. But I know the name Rose. No, Rose's not going to be top of his line.
Well, not unless he gets DPP, and then he has all chances.
I still don't think he's going to be top of his line.
You still don't think he's top 6 defense?
No.
Interesting.
The defenders are stacked. Like, it is a complete contrast to the forwards.
That's
complete contrast. But very you need to get Flynn. I would highly suggest getting Flynn. Like, the man steps on the field this week and scores a 0, and he still makes like 33K or something. Like, it's ridiculous. Surf Coast says, thoughts on Harms as a sneaky my.
That's a drive-by for you.
No, that's therapy-inducing. The 2 words James Harms send shivers down my spine. Joshua, should I buy Matt Flynn? Yes. I think so. Yep. Embit of Giles says it was a fake post on Fiorini, Scooby Peanut. Yeah, fair call. I've been called worse. What did he have then? Because I swear he was very good, very good. And I know Collingwood were into him at the end of last year, but obviously that didn't eventuate. Surf Coast says Fiorini had 47 and 0 goals, boss. All right, so there was a little bit of mayo on it, but geez, you got to be doing something all right to have 47 touches of the footy.
47's still nothing to shy away about. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, absolutely. Embit of Joel, I reckon Hanley dropped over Cleary in my opinion. Now, this bloke is a Swan supporter, been through some rough times.
Okay.
But cool. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. So, now this is Logs. Logs was literally, he's a Carlton supporter. I do bear him, but believe me when I say that he's a good bloke. He was in the chat last Thursday night, and I reckon we went live at like 6:22 or something. And it was like 5:48, and he already had in Carlton's ins and outs, and he was bang on. So look, I'm happy to take with whatever he says is absolutely spot on. He said that Harry in for Young is the ins this week, lads. Don't worry. And he says that Carroll's 100% safe this week going forward. Not sure, but he'll be grabbing.
Well,
so
yes, if this sneaky link in Logan's grabbing Carroll, I mean,
yeah, yep. I don't know if he's just going purely off him watching the Blues, which again is a credit to him because I'd probably spew if I had to watch them every week. But or he's got a source, whatever's going on there, but he's been bang on a couple of times. So, yep. Stuart J. Fraser, Lion loves teasing us with Boyd. Yeah, I don't like that at all. I do not like that. And to be fair, like not from a Supercoach perspective, how on earth is Rowan Marshall still playing? I don't know if I know it's a Supercoach podcast team drop, but his price is disgusting. His form has been disgusting. I don't know how he's still in that side at all.
I think they're just trying to play him through an injury at this point.
No.
They don't. No. I don't know if they just see something in Boyd they don't like and they can't trust, but like Marshall clearly needs to be rested or managed to some degree. And if they keep playing him, he's just going to get worse. And he's not even going to be a attractive option at his price. Because usually we're like, he's going to lose price. Awesome pickup. Don't even think he's a pickup at his price because he hasn't looked great.
No, he's not. He's definitely not. I completely agree. Bank on Sandy Brock in. If you're trading trainer, I guarantee he will play. Mate, you go for Sydney. You've got no idea. The only connection you've got to West Coast from a Sydney point of view is literally where Chad Warner's going to be playing in 2 years. That's it. Yep. That's it. Stewie Fraser says, still think Taranto could be a good in. That, yeah. Nah. I would just hate to look at the scores and I see that Taranto's had 24 touches by half-time and he's on 55.
Yeah.
Like him and Tom Green in that category of they need like a lot of the pill and you know that they're going to butcher it.
Yeah, I don't think Taranto's
I was going to say, like, there's no consideration at all. No.
No.
Andy Campbell says Harry Sharp and Tom Brown subs tonight. Irrelevant. Yeah, I agree, mate. Yep. I agree. No Clay Hall. We know that. Thank you so much. Charlie Constable V2. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very good comparison. Riser says, do I trade Dylan Moore? I bought him in last week. Absolutely not. No,
hold him. He'll bounce back.
You've got to hold, I think. Louis Den Elzen, is everyone holding Carroll or getting off? Nah, hold. I think, yeah. I think you've got to at this stage. Because, like, sure. What else can you go to?
I mean, look, like, in the worst case scenario, there's still outs. Yeah, really, the main thing here is, are you wanting to hold I imagine most people are probably going a trainer to Carroll, which they need to make the call tonight. I don't mind going trainer to Carroll. I really want to hold trainer, but I think if I want to do the Newcomb pick, because I want some potty differences in the midfield. I've already got potties, but I just want a full team of pods at this point, because why not?
Fair enough.
I think you can still go to Carroll, but just make sure you've got a little bit of cash aside in the bank, just in case you look at teams tomorrow night, for example, and he is dropped or becomes sub, and then you can pivot to another rook. So just don't lock yourself with, like, have at least 20k in the bank if you can, just to maneuver out if possible.
No, I agree. Kepsy Max says trade out Hall or Nevitt.
I think Hall.
Yeah, Hall's got more currency, and they're both good chances to be subs.
Yeah, and Nevitt's got an achievable break even still, so Nevitt could still turn around and at least get you to 200. It's just that Chris Scott factor you got to worry about.
Yeah, no, that's terrible. Trainer or Reed on field? Trainer. Yep. Ryan White says, doing trainer and Kako for Flynn and Carroll. Would you do a third trade for Daniel to Nakos? No. Kepsy Max says, Will Ashcroft or Jaden Short for Dacos?
Short?
Yeah, probably Short. I'd rather watch Ashcroft play than Jaden Short, to be honest.
Ashcroft is going to have a bounce back game too. Like, Winhager's going to sit on Neil.
Yep.
So Dunkley and Ashcroft are going to have a good game, I think.
Yeah, I agree. James Delberto says, do we think Carroll plays? Well, yes. Need to make the decision before tonight's game because it decides whether I get track or not. I mean, just get Nick Martin instead. Simple. If you've got the cash, like you should see. Actually, shout out to the bloke that's not with me tonight. My God, I think it was yesterday it would have been Saturday or something. And my phone was just going bananas, and it was just text after text after text from JG. And I was like, what's going on here? And I look at it, and I reckon there was 11 consecutive photos of Christian Petracca with his top off. It was disturbing.
Ew.
Very disturbing. Yeah, if you've got cash in the bank, get Nick Martin because he's a better option. Saman says, Carroll will play, but not last long. I reckon job security-wise is weak. Hasn't been outstanding. And with 3 new ins, not too sure. Well, if it's anything to go off, our man Logs, he knows that Carroll's going to play this week. So I'm backing Logs in. He hasn't let me down yet. He's been bang on. And when I say bang on, I think there was 4 changes last week, and he had them pinpointed to a T. So my trust is in Logs. Green Eggs and Sam, should I get Flynn in if I have TDK, Gorn, and Sherry already? I'm thinking no, since I already used one to get him out at the start of the year. See, I'd almost go TDK to Flynn.
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's because you got the 3 rucks set up. You're probably in the only situation where I would be okay with trading TDK down, because then you're probably moving someone else up to a Dacos, I imagine. If you move a TDK
if that gets you a Dacos, if a TDK down to Flynn gets you a Dacos, realistically, Flynn got absolutely slaughtered by Wits and scored an 87. Even if TDK goes 130, difference of 43 points, that's probably what Nick Dacos puts on a rookie, and you get cash gen from Flynn. So, yeah. Shout out to our man Verns. Howdy. Well, that's clearly meant to be an F. Fellas, hope the night is going well. It is, mate. It is. Shout out to you, my friend. I hope you're feeling better. Logue says our team, Carlton, gets leaked on Facebook and blew abroad every week. Yeah, right. Well,
there you go.
Shows how big of a shambolic establishment that is, which is fantastic for the other teams in the league. DB says, hey all, does trading Moraes for Elijah Hewitt make sense, or is it just wasting a trade? Have 28 trades at the moment. Honestly, I'd probably do that.
If you got 28 trades, I don't mind it. If you got, I would rather move a red dot because Moraes is probably a decent hold for like maybe another 2 weeks, depending on how he plays this week.
Yeah,
but no, I get it. I get it. It makes sense. You're probably trading in someone that may not make their break even, or must be a trade out next week for someone who's probably, I mean, you're hoping holds a spot like he has for at least another 3-4 weeks. So I get it. There's logic behind it, but
yeah. No, I see. I would do that. It looks like their midfield is rookie roulette in there. Just in and out, in and out. He's earned himself a few weeks in there. Balupa says, would you choose a Bustlinger / Huswaite instead of Carroll? Need to trade out Trainer. I don't think you need to trade out Trainer. I'm just going to preface that right now. I think you can hold Trainer. He's not going to be the sub, clearly. But Uze said that it was management related. Why he just wasn't dropped, I don't know. But, yeah. And we all know what happened with Muhammad Ali, a.k.a. Noel Bolter. But I don't think that's going to have any issue on Trainer at all. Balupa says, bus named on field. Yep, perfect. Josh is holding Trainer. I like that. With a boost for Saligo / Oliver, 2-track / Rosie. No, I would not boost for that. No. Would you at all, mate?
No, the only reason I'd be boosting this week is if you're getting rookies to a primo, and only rookies. Like if you're doing, pretty much 2 rookies down, 1 rookie up, that's probably worth a boost to a keeper / primo. But if you're boosting to get a sideways trade in, I don't think it's worth it.
Yep. Awesome. Black says, why has Melbourne been starting Oliver on the bench? Actual meme of a team. I have been very vocal about my opinions on Simon Goodwin as a coach, not as a human. I know some people don't know how to read and they get things mixed up. As a coach, I think he's inept. I do not think he's very good at all. And we all know that team sheets, they don't mean much. Like they change on Fridays anyway, purely at 5 o'clock. Like I've seen players that are named on field, then move to the interchange. It doesn't mean anything. Like we know Clary's not going to be sub. We know he's going to play. He's literally just been put there for, that's the print. Simple as that. There's no issues. I want to ask you, mate, if you own Jake Saligo, would you trade him out?
There are 3 players I would trade him out to, and that is a Dacos, Bont, or Butters. If it's none of them, you hold him.
That fantastic answer. Yep. Ryan Wolf, would you go Humphrey, Trainer, and O'Sullivan to Nick Martin, Flynn, or Carroll? Or would you go Humphrey, O'Sullivan, Trainer to Petrarca, Flynn, and Carroll? Is it possible with what you've got in the bank to just go Humphrey, O'Sullivan to Nick Martin and Flynn? I don't know if that works TPP-wise, but I mean, you're technically boosting for Petrarca. I know the other fella that normally joins me is red hot on him, but until I see it, I'm not going to try and predict when Track gets back into form. I mean, I've said it multiple times. I'll pick him in my forward line next year when he's playing at the Pies. Simple as that. Yeah. Ryan says, she's all gone for me. I know his potential, but only averaging 93 in his role. Plus, he gets me. I assume that's meant to be Nakos. I mean, ballsy trade. Ballsy trade.
It is ballsy. It's very ballsy.
Would you do that?
I wouldn't. I think at this time, currently, you probably need to hold your primos.
Yep.
I see why. If Honestly, if you're getting Sheasel out, just grab a Bont and Butters and grab a pod at that caliber that no one is really going to have. Don't get a Dacos like everyone else. Get a Butters. Get a Bont. Like, if you really want to make the Sheasel trade worth it, you get Bont or Butters. You don't get Dacos. Yeah.
I completely see the logic in that. But are you missing out on potentially the uptick of Dacos's price purely for the pod situation?
Potentially. I mean, there's definitely value to be had. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I want to know what the rest of your team looks like before making that call.
What's your Twitter handle? Because Ryan's going to send his team to you.
Rookie Coach AFL.
Perfect.
Tag me in your team. I'll give you look. If you want to do it, your teammate, go for it. Everyone can play it their way. If you don't like Sheasel, you don't trust Clarko to fix the role, go for it. I totally see. Like, there's logic behind this trade.
Yep.
Well, of course. Just whether it's, do you want to be a rookie behind everyone else? Do you want to sideways now? There's so many factors that lean in either a yes or no to that. But ultimately, it's a team-dependent decision. You could be flying and have all the playing rookies, and it's not a factor, and you just do it. So, Rookie Coach AFL, tag me, and I'll give you the final nod.
Perfect. Adam Sufan wants to know if you had one of Lindsay Hewitt or Murphy Reid. I'm going Hewitt.
Yep.
That's a lot of recency bias, but I reckon he's got the best role there as well. Ryan Wolf wants to know, would you go Humphrey Trainer? Didn't we just answer this?
I think so, we did, yeah.
Oh, no, he's got Spargo in there. No, take Spargo out. No, absolutely not.
No Spargo.
No. As I said before, my preference with this, can you go Humphrey and O'Sullivan to Martin and Flynn? If you can't, just get Flynn in. Simple as that. Humphrey to Flynn. Just keep Trainer and O'Sullivan. That's obviously if Carroll's not named. If Carroll is named, you go O'Sullivan to Carroll and you don't use a boost.
Yep.
And you bank what, is that like almost 300K?
Something like that. Something crazy.
Yep. Daniel Green says he had to reverse his original trade of O'Sullivan and Dow. What? Dow?
Yeah. So Daniel Green's a member of my channel. He's been talking about these trades to me a fair bit. So Dow was an interesting starting pick. Hasn't gone too horrible. Hasn't gone too great.
Are we talking Thompson or Paddy?
I'm pretty sure the Richmond one, Tommy.
Yeah, right. Okay, interesting. So he's had to reverse it. O'Sullivan and Dow to Carroll and Martin, 140K bank to Sullivan, Carroll, and dead rookie Clay Hall to Petrarca, and then I prefer Martin over Petrarca, but if you're getting rid of a dead rookie,
yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. Lockie Gris says trade Washcroft. He's not washed. He just had a terrible game. I think exactly what you said before, rookie. Like, he's going to bounce back this week.
Yeah, feel free to trade him out. As I said, if you're getting one of the three big names, I see the logic behind it, but just be prepared to have it bite you in the butt a little bit when he pops off for a 120.
Yep. No, I agree. Riser wants to know best rookies this round. I mean, it's Carroll, isn't it?
I mean, Carroll's on the bubble. It makes more sense. I think the underdog is going to be Huswaite. I think he's going to absolutely dominate and just pick up Nash's role. He may not be named on field, but I think the best scoring rookie from this round is probably going to be Huswaite.
I agree. Actually, that reminds me. I know it's a SuperCoach channel, but I was thinking that if Huswaite is named, I do want to get him in AFL fantasy. So yeah,
there we go.
That's just perfect. Christopher Mano says thoughts on keeping Trainer and trading Humphrey, Trav to Carroll and Petrarca.
Solid.
Get Nick Martin. What's with all this Petrarca love? I don't.
Because it's value. We're expecting a bounce back game.
I don't understand it. Yeah, I get the value, but has he shown anything? Like, in your opinion?
He's showed enough to, 105 isn't out of reach. Like, he kicks those easy goals that he's missed. Like, if he doesn't ton up this week, man, there's something wrong. there is something
No,
wrong.
I completely agree. Sorry, I was just looking at the fantasy prices, and Henry Hustrate's 526k. So there's a reason that I don't delve too much into that game. Yeah, I just like surely you've got enough cash in the bank to keep a trainer. I think he'll be good. I really do. Trading Humphrey Trav to Carroll and Nick Martin. Like, I really think Nick Martin could go 130 tomorrow. I've more confidence in him slaughtering us than Petrarca tonight.
Yeah.
That's
I
just
think
me, but
I
I'm more than happy
can't
to
fault you.
see. Yeah, look, I'm more than happy to see a 120 from Petrarca this week and know that the roll's back than try and preempt that.
Yeah.
Um,
I like it.
Brandon Lewis says Spargo or Durden. There is another option, and that's none. You don't trade in Spargo or Durden.
Durden's named on field, and he's gone back-to-back 90s again. Mind you, against easy fixtures.
Mate, you could go back-to-back 90s against West Coast and North.
Oh, duh. I'm Stuart's doppelganger. Of course I'm going to do that. Come on now.
Absolutely. No, and he's 200k. So even mathematically, he's got to continually do that and put like 40 points on top of a rookie's score just for it to break even. It's, nah. Or I like this. Logs wants to know, Marais to Long worth a boost. Feel my cash is a bit dead and Long should be a nice on-field option as well. I mean, Long has been fantastic for Collingwood, so I would do it. I would do that. I don't know about, would you do this, mate?
I'm actually, just because given the fact I want a whole trainer, like I'd probably trade out Zachary before I trade out trainer at this point, just because of the scoring
I would too.
difference.
Yes.
So I'm actually considering just doing a semi upgrade, which if you follow me on Twitter, you probably would have seen of getting in Flynn, Long, and Carroll. Just to get some assistance. I get to keep all my healthy rookies like a Davidson and a trainer that are going to give me on-field points. I keep Marias, who can potentially make, like, just because of the lackluster availability of rookies and scoring potential, you got Husway and Bustling, which are going to be good in a couple of weeks' time. Saves me not having to bring them in early, so I have them as options next week. I think Long's a perfectly fine, like, halfway point if you're not set on getting in, a Durden or a Spargo or something like that. No. I don't think it's worth breaking your team to bring in more red dots, essentially.
I completely agree, mate. I completely agree. I would do that, Lokes. Yep. Crazy KS1, Jan. Trainer and Kako to Nick Martin and Flynn, or Kako, Nevitt, Hall to Nate. Oh, you do the next one. You boost Kako, Nevitt, and Hall to Nakos, Flynn, and Carroll.
100%.
Like 100%. Yes, do that. Sorry, we've missed Gerbs. Shout out to Gerbs, I'm sure as well. And sticking with trading trainer out for Carroll to allow me to bring in Dacos for Humphrey. I mean, if you get Dacos in a trade by trading trainer, then I'm all for it. Yeah. I'm all for it. And
would you do it? Would you do trainer if it gets you Nukem?
Oh,
that's a good question.
That's a very good question, because I really think that trainer can go, like, he can I know I did some projections on it. That 2 is so bad in that price cycle. I understand that.
It falls out at some point. That's the key.
It does, and like even when he scored his 80s, his disposal efficiency wasn't that good. So he has scope. Oh yeah, I'd probably do it because like the Hawks run is insane. Absolutely,
that's what I mean. Insane. The rookies at the end of the day are doing their job. They're getting you to a primo and a keeper. So that's like the big picture to remember is try not to get too attached to your rookies. Just understand that if I do a trainer to Carroll, there's a chance that Carroll only gets another 2 runs at it. Maybe we get 1 price rise, then a sub game, and maybe a red dot potentially. That's my predicament at the moment is do I keep trainer, do the Ned Long and Flynn, or do I do my original trade getting Carroll, Flynn, and Newcomb?
Well, I think you stay with that, Gerbs, honestly. To me, that basic, like Humphrey's deadwood anyway. Man had 40 at halftime, finished on 48. I'm sorry, but like you are irrelevant. And trainer to basically just 4 day cost, that's fantastic. And you get to enjoy tomorrow's game. Yo Potato Star, TDK to Jerry or Zach Reed to the bus for extra. No, you don't trade in this situation, I don't believe. No, that's just using it. Black says, how many points does Ned Long put on Moraes? I'm tempted to boost Kako out for Long just for points and field and money, I guess. Say Moraes goes at 60. Ned Long's floor, I feel, would be around 80. Like that's 20 points a week, and that's Moraes like going above what he's produced the past 2 weeks. Like that's literally a 50% increase in scoring for him. So if you want points, you want cash, I'd probably do that. I really would. Would you tick off on that, mate?
Yeah, I'd tick off on that.
Yep. Perfect. Kevin, mate, you know I never try and pronounce your last name, so shout out to you. Hey, boys, I was boosting get Carroll for cash gen, but now thinking not worth it as he is in the extended bench. What do you think? Well, here's an easy one. I'm going to completely avoid the responsibility on that, but our Carlton insider has assured us that Carroll is playing this week. So get Carroll in. It's a win-win. Get Carroll in. I know he's on the extended bench. You make a profit, and if he doesn't play, you get to come back here, raise trade Mondays, and look for Logs in the chat and give him some stick for it. Simple as that. Win-win. 100%. You can't lose. I mean, well, you lose a trade doing so, but
you lose, but yeah. That's all
right. Guys, do I trade Zach Reed or Luke Trainer this week? Tyler, I reckon you trade Zachy Reed.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Inact says Moraes Trainer, Marley Reed in for Holmes, Flynn, and Carroll, or Marriage swap Marley Reed into forward Trainer and Moraes into Flynn, Carroll, and Rao, or 590k Primo. Oh, I think you keep Marley. Why do I call him Marley Reed? It's Murphy Reed. I think you do the first option, don't you?
Yeah. I think you got to do the first option.
I agree for that, yeah. You get Holmes, who's a gun. Flynn's going to make cash. Carroll's going to play. Logs told us so you're laughing. Mickey said, holding Trainer Luke with Pryor, one trade, Hall to Flynn, Luke Moraes with Kako, or is it still viable to go long? Personally, if you can go Moraes to long, I'd do it. Hold Kako because of the DPP, and he's going to have a spike game. Like, it's just, he's too classy not to.
Yeah. I like it.
Grigoris Papas, Leak to Carroll or Hall to Tunstall. Aiming for some secure cash and replace inactive rookies. Secure cash. I don't think Carroll or Tunstall is secure cash.
Out of those two, though, you're probably going to go Carroll.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It probably makes your moves this week a bit easier.
Haley Jamesa, I've butchered that. I'm sorry. Thoughts on trading in Peter Wright? No, you don't trade in Peter Wright, but I guarantee you he will pop tomorrow. He always slaughters us, but it's not a super coach option. Reason I need to trade out Trainer is so I can get Newcomb, though. So I don't know if I should go Carroll or Bustlinger or Husway. No, go Carroll. Like, you can't go early on a player that literally has Bevo as his coach, and like Husway, I just wouldn't go that early, maybe on after 1 week, but I'm huge on Newcomb.
So, my question to you, my trade scenarios are Reed, so Zach Reed, Trainer, and Davidson to Carroll, Flynn, and Newcomb. Is that a tick?
Sorry. Can you say that again?
So we got Zach Reed, Luke Trainer, and Davidson.
Yep.
To Newcomb, Flynn, and Carroll.
Yeah, I'd do that. Yep. No,
lock it in, boys. Lock it in.
Yes. No,
I mean, Newcomb on debut.
Yes, I would do that. But you go Carroll, not Bus or Husway. Riser, best VCNC this week. My goodness. It's one option for the VC, and that's Max Gorn in literally 10 minutes. So everyone that's still here, all 71 of you that are still here, go onto it. And because you would have changed your trades around, it reverts to last week's. Actually, I'm going to do it right now because, geez, I'd be cut if I didn't check it, and I've got some.
Do you don't like any other VC options outside of Gorney, do you?
No, because I'm going Dake's captain.
True. You only got one option then.
It's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know there is other options. I understand that. You can VC Dakes into, say, a Brayshaw. You could go like a Whitfield is basically guaranteed a 120. That's safe as all hell. But, I mean, even you could go on Newcomb. Honestly, full rogue against West Coast. I've just seen that they're paying $1.03. Like, that is insane. West Coast at $12. Gamble responsibly. We don't endorse it. But for me, it's literally Max Gawn into Dacos. If you don't have Dacos, I think Zach Merritt is absolutely safe for a 120.
Like so I got Sinclair as my VC. Do we back in Gorney, who previously has a 162 and a 174 against Nank, the tank?
Yeah, no, I 100 Gawn.
All right.
Like, yeah, and it's
ladies and gentlemen, I have changed my VC on Scoob's recommendation. If this goes horribly,
this is not going.
I'll be coming back on this show at some point in the future and making him. No, then I'll tell him his VC.
Yeah, well, that's literally who I'm on. It's Gawn into Dacos, and if you own that combination, I just keep it simple. Really, just do it. Ryan Wolf wants to know, trade trainer or Zach Reed this week. We've been over it, mate. It's Zach Reed for me. Rookie, yep, perfect. James Alberto, think I'm just doing the one trade. Hall to Flynn. Yep, perfect. Like it. Hall to Newcomb or Murphy Reed to Dacos. Depends what your bench is like, because I think Hall will be the sub, whereas Murphy Reed won't be. But my God, I'd choose Dacos over Newcomb.
Yeah, if it's Max Hall to Newcomb, I'd probably still. If it's Clay Hall to Newcomb in some.
Oh, if it's Clay Hall to Newcomb, then yes, that. Yep.
Yeah, I doubt it though. I doubt you've got a few 300, 400K sitting in the bank. I would probably do the Murphy Reed to Dacos in a heartbeat.
Yep, perfect. Jerbs, I'm not going to read out your next question because we are J-rated here, mate. But if you want my honest opinion, then just DM me. Would you boost Clay Hall to Hewitt? No, I would not. Would you do that, Rook?
No.
Nah. I could trade Reed instead of Trainer so I can get Newcomb in. Yes, I would do that. Yep, absolutely. Out of Zach Reed, Pryor, and Trainer, who is gone to get Newcomb, one of Zach Reed or Pryor. I would not be trading Trainer.
So if you've got those three, another great question tying this. So you just say you've got all those three. Would you trade Pryor and Reed before you trade Trainer?
Yes, I would, because I'd bank that Trainer is going to be a better on-field scorer. If I had to keep one of them, it would be Pryor, just because his break-even is lower than Trainer's. But I think Trainer scores better than Pryor, but not enough to warrant the trade out of Pryor.
Interesting.
But yeah, Zach Reed for me. And it's meant to rain tomorrow, isn't it? So yeah.
Pryor's which again, tomorrow's conditions.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just Ned Longstonks right there. JRD says, I'm thinking of upgrading Trainer or O'Sullivan to Long. It's O'Sullivan. Or swapping Kako to Hewitt. Need cash gen. What do you guys think? I'm not sure about it. Just go O'Sullivan to Long.
Lock it in.
Yep. Stuart says, Lol, just did my Gorns VC 20 secs before you said it. Yep, spot on. Daniel Green, I'm going VC Oliver and then Clark C. Just be different with C and VC, as my C and VC picks have been going. Mate, if it's working for you, go for it. There is nothing worse than when you're set on a player and someone convinces you otherwise and your original player goes higher. Just if you're sold on it, do it. Simple. JCR, rookie, I don't see George Hewitt. What gives?
He was on the Supercoach After Dark stream as my background. And he will be the background for Supercoach After Dark until we find another villain in my storyline. So you got to tune in to Super. Yeah, he's my villain. I despise him. But yeah, Supercoach After Dark is where you can find a background with George Hewitt. So you're going to have to come hang out on Saturday nights with me.
Is he in full play day kit?
Who, Hewitt?
Like Carlton top?
In the background?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got it's a full, yeah.
My God, that is disgusting. No, that's like sleep paralysis demon. Who wants to see Carlton?
It literally is.
Danny Green says, they're always different and very out there. He's trying to climb ranks. I can understand
Good way to
that,
do
it. Tony Suar says, Hall, Humphrey, Trainer to Dacos, Flynn, and Carroll. Yes, if you have no other defensive rookies to trade to Carroll, but I'd prefer Zach Reid. Riser says, Reid or Pryor gone. I'd go Reid in that instance.
Yep.
Initiator says, in response to Riser, surely you have a better rookie to ditch. I mean, he might not. Darcy to track or Rosie, fading Dacos to save cash for upgrades, then get Dacos on mid-pricer upgrades. Interesting thinking. I'm not too sure I agree with that because Dacos is going to be more expensive now. He's got a 54 break even and literally could score 3 times that. Yep. But if it's Darcy to track or Rosie, I'd go Rosie.
Yeah, totally agree.
Riser wants to know who should I field out of Trainer and Pryor. I would go Trainer.
Yeah, Trainer's going to do well.
Star Cats, Connor O'Sullivan to Sandy Brock gives me 380k on bench to spend next week. But then you've got a dead rookie in Brock. At least, just go Carroll, mate. Go Carroll. Stuart MC says he's got Langford. Going to watch him close tonight to see how long he should hold him for. You guys have thoughts on him. Seems to get the pill. I personally just didn't get him because I'm fairly sure he was a sub, elevated price. But the way I see it is I'm not doing anything to bring him in, and I'm not dirty that I missed him like a Murphy Reid.
Yeah.
Murphy Reid, Davidson, one of Reid/Trainer to Flynn, Carroll, Rosie. I'd go. I'd probably go Reid in that instance, and who else can you get other than Rosie? Because I'm not, just not sold on it personally.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Would you do that trade, mate?
I don't mind it. I think Rosie is going to be fine. Just, you're not moving dead wood. That's the only consideration with this.
Yep.
You're leaving all your dead rooks alone. I can't talk. I'm very much doing a very similar thing. I'm moving playing rooks to get Newcomb and Flynn and Carroll in, but I've got DPP to fling around my red dots so they can become loops, essentially.
Yeah.
So
no, I get that.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't mind it. If he can get better than Rosie, Newcomb's only 49k Dero. If you can somehow find the case to even get to a Newcomb, just because they're so much better than Rosie, I'd do it in a heartbeat. But if you're back in Rosie and that's your gut feel, back it in. Fine, go for it.
Never go against your gut feel. Never. TS says, would you trade Hall, Trainer, and Hunt for Dacos, Flynn, and Carroll? Yes. Yes, I would. Yep. Would you do O'Sullivan to Long for a boost? Yes, I would.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. JCR says, have a good round, legends. And you too, mate. You too. Mitchie wants to know, would you have Track and Oliver in the same team? Yeah, I don't believe in that. I think that's purely psychological. And there's no issue for it. If Track churns out a 120 and he's I see something that I'm more than happy with bringing into my team and it's different from what I have seen, there's no issues with that at all.
Yep.
Do you have any issues with two players from the one team that I guess kind of play the same position?
Not necessarily. It depends on the team dynamic, really. The only issue I would have in that sort of situation is maybe a Dunkley and a Neal. Maybe.
Yeah. No, I get
not
that.
Not for a Track and Clary, because Track goes forward sometimes.
Yep. Oh, well, I genuinely dislike holding Lockie Neal at the moment. Daniel Green, I can tell I'm seriously going to regret not getting Flynn in, especially because I have Archer Reid as my R2 with Jackson out. Just get Flynn in flex.
Yeah.
Just do that. This one's for you, mate. Is George Hewitt worth considering?
Not at his price now. 3 weeks ago, yes. 2 weeks ago, maybe. Not now. Not at that elevated price.
No. Okay.
You can get a Dacos cheaper.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yep. Father says, is Spargo a must? Absolutely not, mate. You'd probably be grateful that you didn't get him. Initiator says, game starting. Germs is having a crack at me. Clay Hall stongs. Am I right, Scoops? We are done, mate. We are done. Thank you so much for joining me. Because I got ditched by that other fella, Joshy,
That's all
Hopefully
right.
he's having a terrible night. We're joking. We send our love towards him. Talk to me, mate. Where can everybody that views this, all the people in the chat, all the people that are going to view it later, where can they find you and why should they give you a like and subscribe?
So you can find me at Rookie Coach AFL on both X and YouTube, and ultimately come for the SuperCoach. Stay for the vibes. We have a good time. We don't get elitist. We don't try to pick a strategy that's better than others. We back yourselves in. We have good chats, especially at SuperCoach After Dark. If there's one thing you're going to watch weekly, it's going to be hanging out in the SuperCoach After Dark streams, which mid round on Saturday nights, you get to get all your feelings out about it. It's a therapy session, essentially.
Yep.
So if you're going to
Do
come
you
for
get
anything, come
judged?
for that. No, not at all. You can
No.
make bad
Perfect.
trades, good trades. It's SuperCoach. We all make blunders of our team in some points. It happens. But we're all rookies. We don't know what we're doing half the time. We're speculating at best. We just have a good chat, have a good yarn. And then, obviously you got all the content, round reviews, all that fun stuff that comes out, just so you can see how well or how poorly my round went. And I'm not going to give it to you for sure on top. If my round was horrible, I'm going to say it was horrible. So that's about it, really. So come hang out, come check out the SuperCoach After Dark this Saturday night after the last Saturday game.
And you did put the VC on Gorn?
I have put the VC on Gorn.
Before we go, what does he need for you to lock him in as captain?
125.
125. Okay, interesting. One last time, where can anybody that wants to check you out find you, mate?
Rookie Coach AFL.
Perfect. Go and give this man a like, subscribe, ring the bell, whatever you need to do. I'm not too sure. Follow him on X. Just go and do it. Great friend of the channel. Thank you so much to everyone that joined us. And if you can, just tag Joshy and say, where were you tonight? Rip into him. Give him some stick. All above the belt, of course. Tell him he looks like Sam Pale Pepper. It's a fantastic feeling. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, mate. It has been an honor to have you on once again. And from me and everybody at the Silver Play channel, thank you. We will see. I'm sure there'll be another live stream coming up. There'll be Rage Trade Mondays. There'll probably be something around Talkback Sunday night or something. Or literally, if you can't wait that long, just go to After Dark on Rookie's channel. Simple. Easy. Follow him on X. Then you'll get the updates for it. Just do it. Simple as that. We'll be back next time. Have a great night, and hopefully Gorn goes 140, so Rookie's not too mad at me next time I see him.
Exactly.
That's it. We're done. We're getting out of here. Go the Pies tomorrow. Elijah Sardis supremacy season. Goodbye. Good night.